This time I'll call to order the meeting of the Solano Community College District Governing Board, meeting of October 1st, 2025. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
President Honeychurch,
Here.
Trustee Cargo Reed,
Here.
Trustee Kara,
Here.
Trustee Wynn Greer,
Here.
Trustee Thurston, Trustee Young, Trustee Boyce, Student Trustee Rodriguez.
Thank you. Next item is approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
I move we approve the agenda as presented.
I second that motion.
The movement is seconded to approve the agenda. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. There are no requests to speak from members of the public on closed session, so we will now move into closed session and resume the regular meeting at 7 o'clock.
Thank you.
in closed session. Are there any requests to speak? All right, so time for reports. There are no reports. Move on to the consent agenda. All matters listed under the consent agenda are considered by the board to be routine and will be enacted by the board in one motion. There's no discussion on these items prior to the time the board votes on the motion, unless members of the board, staff, or public request specific items to be discussed or removed. Time will be provided before the vote for clarification questions without removing an item from the consent agenda. So is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I make a motion that we approve the consent agenda.
Thank you.
I'll second.
So it's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? There are no items removed, so we'll move on to item 13, which is non-consent agenda items, action items. So I guess first of all, is there a motion to approve the resolution?
I make a motion to approve the resolution.
Is there a second? So perhaps now is the time to have it read. Will you do the honors?
Sure, I'll do that.
Okay, thank you.
Brief introduction. This is something that
Go ahead.
we've done for the last 2 years to honor Prisoner of War and Missing in Action Day as a campus that is heavily servicing our military and military family population. We want to make sure that's something we can honor and allow us to. It also allows us to fly the POW MIA flag on the day of on the day of remembrance for recognition for it. Whereas POW MIA stands for Prisoner of War Missing in Action, it is a designation used to recognize and honor members of the armed forces who are captured as prisoners of war or unaccounted for, missing in action during military conflicts serving the United States. Whereas National POW MIA Recognition Day was established in 1979 through presidential proclamation. Since then, each subsequent president has issued an annual proclamation commemorating the third Friday in September as National POW MIA Recognition Day. Solano Community Colleges strives to serve our active duty, veteran, and military family populations with honor, gratitude, and open recognition. Whereas a special acknowledgement for those who were or still are prisoners of war or missing in action highlight the sacrifice of members of the military and their families. Solano Community College Board Policy 1150 allows for the flying of commemorative flags on campus to be resolved by resolution passed by the governing board. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the governing board of Solano Community College District recognizes September 19th, 2025 as POW MIA Recognition Day, and further be it resolved that the official flag of POW MIA Recognition be flown in accordance with the board policy 1150 on Friday, September 19th, 2025, passed and adopted this October 1st, 2025 by the governing board of Solano Community College.
Thank you, Trustee Voice, for reading that resolution. So it's been moved and seconded to approve the resolution that you just read. Please call the roll.
Trustee Kara,
Aye.
Trustee Wynn Greer,
Aye.
Trustee Thurston,
Aye.
Trustee Young,
Aye.
Trustee Voice,
Aye.
Student Trustee Rodriguez,
Aye.
Trustee Cargo Reed,
Aye.
President Honeychurch.
Aye. All right, so the ayes have it. Thank you for presenting this resolution to the trustees that brought it forward for us. Next item is 13B, and these are matters involving facilities and are presented by our Vice President, Susan Reed. The first of which is a lease extension amendment, MOU for swing space.
Yes, thank you, President Honeychurch, members of the board. We are requesting your approval for the extension of our lease at 2020 Campus Lane, which is where our cosmetology students are currently getting their classes and doing their practicals at. The original lease was scheduled to end in April. We're asking for an extension through October so that we can finish up building 1600 and the mechanical room, which is next on our agenda. And so there's no disruption in their learning, and then they can move in over the summer.
All right, thank you. Is there a motion to approve the lease extension?
I'll move that we approve item, on the item.
It's 13B.
I'll second that.
Any questions?
Sounded like.
If not, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, lease extension is approved.
Thank you.
Next item is item C, 13C, which is a contract award for Salas O'Brien for Building 1600, the mechanical room project.
Yes, so when Salas O'Brien did the hydraulic loop study, it was mentioned in there that the mechanical room in building 1600 needed to be redone. This is the contract for the architectural and engineering services for that project, which includes inspections, designs, things of that nature. We're asking for your approval.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the contract award for Salas O'Brien for Building 1600?
I make a motion to approve item 13C.
I second the motion.
All right, thank you. Any questions?
Yeah, thank you for including inspections. I
Absolutely.
appreciate that. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. It's been moved and seconded to approve this item. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed, motion carries. Next is item D, 13D, change order number 3 for All Cal Specialty Incorporated for Building 1400 roof project.
Yes, this is one that I really like to bring to the board because this is a credit back to the district. The project is closed out and we're getting approximately $123,000 back from the contract. So this is always a good thing. We're asking for your approval for that.
Yay.
Thank you. So is there a motion to accept the money?
Real tough one, real tough one.
Item 13D.
13,
I'll second that.
everybody.
All right.
I have a question.
Oh, all right.
How come we've got a credit back? We
A
don't
lot
normally
of
have
times
it.
with the contract and the scope, it's estimated on what they think it's going to cost to make sure that we're covered for everything. And sometimes it just doesn't cost as much as we hope. So these are the good kind of change orders that we look for.
Nice. Thank you.
All right. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Next item is the bonds, is this yours as well? Bond spending plan? I'm sorry?
Yes. So on page 55 of your board agenda is the updated bond spending plan that we're asking for approval. Minor changes in here. The biggest one is that hydraulic loop project that we're adding to it. We discussed this in great length at the Measure Q meeting today. There's a couple things that we're taking out of the project, such as the substation 5 that feeds our athletic fields. We've done the study on it. Right now we're asking that it be put on hold. Maybe the next bond measure, if we go out for another bond, can pick that up. But we're looking to ask for about 1.4 million to be taken out of that project. The pool deck replacement also has a negative dollar figure in that. That's because the project is closed, completed, costs less than what we anticipated, so we can put that back into our program reserves as well. The ADA improvements in there, when we do ADA projects or when ADA is a part of a project that we do, it goes into that project cost, comes out of that ADA cost, goes back into our reserves. And then program reserve fee, we try to keep 5% in there based on where we're at in our bond spending. We're reducing that amount, putting it into other projects. And then treasury fees we get, as we get those, we add those to the bond spending plan. Those are the only changes in the bond spending plan 30, and we're asking for your approval. We are more than welcome to answer any questions that you may have as well.
Thank you. So is there a motion to approve the bond spending plan?
I'll make the motion and then I do have one question or one comment.
Sure.
I'll second.
So it's been moved and seconded. Your question?
I just wanted to double emphasize what trustee, VP, just used, yeah.
Sure.
Was just emphasizing about the ADA. This is not a reduction of ADA expenditures. We've spent a lot of money on ADA but we just built it into the projects. And so we as a committee have asked Kitchell to kind of try to go back through the projects and look at like get a percentage of each one that was about the ADA compliance of that building. So when we renovated a building, a certain percentage of it is about ADA compliance, and so that cost is now in the building cost. So we are trying to get a number of like how much of this bond went towards ADA compliance. It's much more than the number that you see there. If that helps.
Thank you. So there's been a motion and a second. Any other questions? Sorry, go ahead.
We agreed to spend about 8 million for the pool, if I'm not mistaken.
This is the pool deck
Yes.
only, so, yeah.
So what I'm trying to figure out is, are we almost finished with the pool?
The pool deck is completed, closed out, done. We decided at one point, the decision was made to do the pool deck, which will extend 10 years of the life of the pool so that we didn't have to redo the entire pool at this time.
Okay, so we're good now with the
We're
pool.
good.
Okay, and we saved 75. Okay,
Yep.
thank you for clarifying that. Thank you.
All right, so there's a motion on the floor for approval of the bond spending plan number 30. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next is technology portion of the agenda, which is presented by Vice President John Corneliuson. And it's a contract with Portola Systems for technology infrastructure improvement project.
Yes, thank
So
you,
Vice-
President Honeychurch and members of the board. Tonight, I'm asking for approval for a sizable investment in our technology infrastructure. And so I'm just going to briefly explain what this purchase is. So this hardware, if you will, is our central storage and computing capabilities campus-wide. We currently have about 45 terabytes of storage campus-wide. Think of a terabyte as you can fit about 500 two-hour movies on 1 terabyte of storage space, okay? So our current footprint is about 45 terabytes campus-wide. We're looking to extend that to 100 terabytes with 72 usable terabytes of information, and I'll explain why it's only 72 in a little bit. This is to replace hardware that's going to be end of life in 2027. And it takes a while to get all the new hardware set up at both centers and our main campus, and then move all the data over. So we want to start on this process now. After we're fully implemented, we'll have 100 terabytes of central storage. 30% of that will be for redundancy and failover purposes. So if we have to fail over our operations to one of the centers, we'll have space in the storage system to do that. This capacity will also give each center, Vacaville and Vallejo, 20 terabytes of usable storage for their own local needs. So that's a huge improvement over what they have right now. And this will provide disaster recovery capabilities down the way where we have data here, we have data in Vacaville, data in Vallejo, and we can replicate with those 3 locations. So if we had to move operations to one of those centers, we would have the technology infrastructure to do that. It's for both hardware, services, and subscriptions all in one purchase, so the price is up there. But this is something that will last a good 5 years after our purchase. So
All right,
3 to 5 years, I should say.
Is there a motion to approve the contract with Portola Systems?
I'll move for approval of item 13F.
Thank you.
I second that motion.
So it's been moved and seconded. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Contract's approved. Thank you. Next item is number 14 on our agenda, information item. No actions required. The first of which is a report.
So yes, thank you again. This is our quarterly Measure Q bond report from April 1st to June 30th, 2025. Be glad to answer any questions that you have regarding any of the projects.
Are there any questions on the report? Thank you. We'll move on now to Sorry?
Oh, I
Oh,
was just gonna ask, thank you very much,
say
VP Weed. I was just wondering if there was anything noteworthy from this report that you can point out to us, if anything of interest.
We go through a lot of our projects in the course of doing our contracts and change orders, as much as we love change orders. So nothing of note in the quarterly update.
Thank you.
Right. At this time, then we'll move on to the technology program. Vice President Corneliuson will report on the Board Policy 3910, Information Security Program Annual Update, which is required. Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you, President Honeychurch. I do have a presentation. I think it should be presented on these big screens soon. Awesome. Thank you. Okay. So good evening once again, and thank you for the opportunity to give this update on our information security program. So this is required for board policy 3910. The information security program declares the Vice President of Technology as the information security officer, and under this program, we need to give updates to the board at least annually. It also requires that we perform a risk assessment annually as well, which we've done, and I'm going to share the findings of that. So we conducted the risk assessment, and the good news is we have made measurable progress in what's called Grams-Leach-Bliley Act, or GLBA compliance. This is measurable. This is a federal law that requires a college or university to basically be the same standard as banking regulations when it comes to maintaining student financial data. So we've made measurable progress there in terms of our board policies and our administrative procedures, as well as our practices and protocols. Ransomware continues to be a big threat. I'll talk more about that in the next slide. Ransomware is triggered by phishing, which continues to be prevalent on campus. And we have limited MFA coverage, limited being only remote users who connect to our network via what's called a virtual private network, or VPN, are forced to do MFA. MFA, of course, is multi-factor authentication, in that it's something you know and something you have. Something you know being a username and password, something you have being a cell phone, typically a cell phone or a hardware token you plug into your computer. Okay, that's multi-factor. We all use this with our banking sites typically, and other sites. So we have limited MFA coverage. That was the finding. And while we have very good backups, we do not have a formal business continuity and disaster recovery plan that we need to focus on this upcoming year. I'll talk more about that. Okay. So as far as the priority recommendations go, we need to complete the MFA rollout. We need to continue to retire legacy systems. That's software that's really, really old, and we need to decommission that. We need to complete our Banner SaaS migration to our platform as a service called Banner SaaS, and develop and rehearse a formal continuity and recovery plan. So those are the recommendations from the risk assessment. Okay, I'll talk briefly about ransomware. It continues to be a threat. Typically, these are organized criminals injecting malware and other types of software that encrypts data, and you need to pay them a ransom to get a key to decrypt the data. This is criminal activity. They get very sophisticated in how they infiltrate these. And what's scary too is most of the time with ransomware attacks, there is a data exfiltration activity as well, where they steal data in addition to encrypting it. There's some stats here from sources that I got up. The average ransomware payment that's made across the nation, the average, right, is $552 or $553,000. Only 30% of the organizations pay, though, and the ones that do pay, only 54% of those recover their data. So the FBI and law enforcement agencies will tell you not to pay the ransom, okay, and go ahead and do a recovery. All right. The average downtime from a ransomware attack is 12 days. That's with no systems typically whatsoever, both on the instructions and operational side. So it has a very, very high impact. That's some ransomware. Again, these are typically organized criminals that do targeted attacks and try to execute on these ransomware attacks. So as far as improvements go, we've been quite busy making improvements. So last fiscal year, we really focused on GLBA compliance, getting our new board policy, which is the one I'm reporting on right now, approved. We focused on third-party risk management, totally redoing the whole process and how we approve vendors to do business that are considered high risk. In other words, they have access to our reputation, to our data, to our network, things like that. Those are called high-risk vendors. We now formally vet them through this new administrative procedure. We've improved our access control procedures as far as what employees get access to what. Last year, we launched a program to have everyone change their password on campus to a 15-character password. We got that done. And we continued system hardening, making sure our old systems are decommissioned and replaced with new modern systems that are secure. And lastly, moving forward, fiscal year 25-26 ongoing improvements. So this year, we are targeting November 17th as the day to start enforcing MFA for all employees. Students will come about a year later. We're going to continue with our GLBA administrative procedures, getting those all done, and focus collaboratively with other operational units on campus to create a business continuity and disaster recovery plan. And then we need to rehearse that plan, do tabletop exercises, and really be proficient with the protocols outlined in the plan. So with that being said, if there's any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
So, questions?
You go first. I do, yeah. Well, first I just wanted to say thank you for this robust effort to shore up a lot of things that you know, it feels much more robust than it's ever been, and so that's incredible. I'm having flashbacks to my K-12 district and our multi-factor identification, and it really being like sent to us like almost like we were done something wrong, and we're like, it's like, here's another thing, like do this now, because like, and I want to maybe challenge us to like, I don't know, make our employees feel more empowered by like, hey, you're protecting student data by doing this, instead of like, hey, you did something wrong, fix it. Like, yeah. So I just remember like the attitude, sort of like the way it was presented to us was kind of poor at the K-12. So yeah,
I've worked at K-12 myself, so I know what you're talking about. Yeah. So just last week we formally announced our plan. So MFA's it's a year in the works. We have an open enrollment period. So the balance with MFA is trying to get it done so you can manage the risk and also the disruption caused, because you can't sign on the systems without it, right? Kind of thing. So we had a great presentation at our administrative leadership group last week, where we basically, the messaging is this protects you and the district, and we're giving them plenty of time to get enrolled, and we're partnering with my colleagues over here to work with individual areas to help people like adjunct faculty, for example, who don't come on campus. How are we going to get them enrolled? We're going to create strategies to do that and get it done. You're welcome.
Other questions? Well, thanks very much for that report and the work you're doing. So we'll move on now to the Student Services. Vice President Neely's
thank you.
Reporting to us on this very same policy, Information Security Program Annual Update. At least that's what I'm told. That's what's on the agenda.
Okay. Good evening. Thank you. Thank you, President Honeychurch, and good evening, members of the board. So this is a group of policies in the student services area, and this is going to be one of several submissions we'll be making to the board over this coming year as we're doing a complete review and update of all of our student services 5,000 series policies. And so for information tonight, I'm bringing forward a couple of ones that we want to have some updates to, and then one new policy that we're proposing in terms of making sure that they're up to date and that they are compliant with or aligned with California Community College League language, and certainly any relevant ed code or other compliance. So the first one is policy 5220, which is the shower facilities for students. And the only change here, as you can see, is the terminology, the change from the word homeless to unhoused, which is a more respectful and less stigmatizing and more widely accepted term. So the policy is pretty brief, it is what it is, but we felt it was important to make that change to the less stigmatizing language. So that's that one. And then the next policy, 5355, is our student equity policy. And this really, we wanted to be more explicit in our commitment to both the value and the intention of the student equity plan. And so this language, which is borrowed from League and best practice across the state, does a better job of really calling out some of the key metrics, some of the success indicators, and also really naming it as a campus-wide endeavor. So I think it gives it much more of a kind of robust explanation and intention from the college. And that's that one. And then the next one is policy 5630, which is our vending machine policy. And we're just cleaning up a little bit of language, but most importantly to note in the very first sentence, and that's why we've offset the changes in red, is adding both access to food and wellness products. And that's something that has been a much more consistent practice and very much advised of community colleges, that we're providing obviously vending machines with snacks, with food, hopefully stuff that's a little bit more nutrition, has more higher nutritional value, but also wellness products. And so we're actually right now looking at some options for vendors to do that and provide that both at the Fairfield and certainly the Vallejo and Vacaville campuses. So we wanted to name that in this policy. Otherwise, the rest of the policy language is pretty much the same. And then student health services, which is policy 5660. This one is important because it brings a couple of additional items that I think are very relevant to our commitment to students around health services, namely in the second paragraph, the naming of mental health services and providing emotional and psychological support to students, which we do. And naming some of the things that includes in terms of counseling, crisis counseling, et cetera, and obviously the referrals that we continue to give students. And then the last paragraph is important because I think it adds in language that is advised through the League for ADA compliance and certainly also the provision of student privacy laws. So again, I think it's the same intention, but I think it calls out some of the specifics around how we're serving students and also the conditions under which we're doing that and making sure that we're ADA compliant. And then the last one is a proposal for a new policy that is actually required by Ed Codes, so this would bring us up to compliance, and that's the provision of a lactation accommodation for students. So this would be a new policy with a new policy number, so that's why the entire the language is all in red, because we did not previously have this policy. And so we have had a lactation room for the last 2 years. It's located in building 1400. It's utilized regularly by students. Employees are able to use it as well. So we are already doing it, but now this would memorialize it in board policy. So this is a new policy. And that's the collection for this evening for information.
Well, thank you for the presentation. Are there questions on any of the proposed new policies?
I have questions.
I suppose you're against the breastfeeding one.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Bloody hell. Get rid of women. Why do we need women? In education,
I was kidding.
Okay. So my question is 5630, on 5630. I love the idea that the profits from the vending machines are deposited into the ASSC college account.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any way we can put that on the vending machines themselves so that people know?
Good idea, yeah. I mean, certainly through the ASSC process, all of those students and the exec board of the ASSC are aware of that, but just for the general student coming up to grab a soda, that would be nice, you know, brought to you by or, proceeds go to.
Every time I go past a vending machine, I think, oh my gosh, somebody is raping and pillaging.
Yeah.
It's nice to know
Maybe
that
pillaging.
it's going to a good cause, rather.
Yes.
Okay, so that's, please, if we can.
Thank you, yes.
The other thing about the policy 5203, do they include a refrigerator?
5203, say that again?
5203.
It does, yes, it does require that, and we have one.
And we have one.
Absolutely,
Okay,
yeah.
and the students are allowed to use it? Or
Absolutely,
whoever.
yeah. It's a lovely room, and it has seating, it has toys, because sometimes somebody will come in with small kids. It has a sink and a counter and a prep area, a changing table, and refrigeration.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you very much. And do we have that on our website, like a picture?
Yes.
Good.
Yes. Thank you. Yes, yes, yes.
Thanks for those questions.
I just have a comment, may I?
Of course, sure, of course.
I just want to say that I really thank you for updating the policy 5630 in regards to the vending machines, because I have visited the Vacaville campus a few times just on my own, and sometimes I do see that the vending machines are empty, and I think about the students there, especially since, you know, here at this beautiful campus in Fairfield, there's a cafeteria for students to get hot food and variety of different foods. But for those, you know, over there in the Vacaville campus, you know, they don't have much and they're empty vending machines. I really do thank you for updating this policy and ensuring that our students are getting healthy foods, you know, and I'm hoping at one point that there could be an opportunity to perhaps move forward with like the possibility of a food truck, because, you know, there aren't that many, you know, different places around there. And especially if you're a student and you're taking a bus going to the Vacaville campus and you cannot drive, there isn't a place that's within walking distance that you can go safely to get like to a place where you can get a warm meal or a hot meal, even if it's like a McDonald's or a Burger King.
Right.
So I really want to thank you in regards to doing that, and also for policy number 5203, very forward thinking. Thank you so much for thinking of our mothers out there, whether you're at a young age or you're going back to school and furthering your education. I think that's wonderful. So thank you very much, VP Neely, for updating these policies and enhancing them.
Thank you, I appreciate that. And I think certainly we continue to have conversations about Vallejo and Vacaville in terms of the food piece, because we understand that that's a challenge. One of the things our brand new student, Director of Student Development and Engagement is looking at in terms of vending is a lot of the new kind of technology and opportunities for vending that includes refrigerated options, so fresh salads, those kinds of things, which could be something that we look at for all three campuses, but particularly we're talking about making sure that there are better options at Vallejo and Vacaville, because you're right, there's not the same proximity either of a cafeteria or even just the ability to go somewhere quickly and safely to get some food. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for underscoring that.
Other questions? So
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So how long have we been, haven't we had accommodations for our unhoused population to be able to have access for showers for some
Yes.
time?
Yes.
So this is just changing the
This
language?
is just changing that the language, which is
Okay.
the advised language. That's a more inclusive language. But yeah, actually, we've been
'Cause that's
providing
really-
shower facilities for a while.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you for making sure that the language was sensitive and reflecting our unhoused population. And not to bring up the vending machine about the Vacaville, I do appreciate that we've had conversations about Vallejo and Vacaville for the last couple of years of creative solutions on how our students and faculty can have nutritious meals. But I like that the funds, I actually did not know that the funds were going to our
Student
students.
government.
So that's wonderful.
Yeah.
I guess I'm the last to know, but I like that good news. So
No, I didn't.
You were
know
today's
either.
year
You're not the
old.
last.
good.
Years old, yeah.
So I guess it was comments and questions, but yes, thank you for clarifying.
Absolutely happy
I
to.
also wanted to say a quick comment
Sure, go
regarding student government. I really like the idea of adding the stickers, and also thank you so much for your presentation as well. Adding the stickers there, because right now we are planning to do renovations and changing the couches as well. And I think students acknowledging that and realizing that that's what student government is doing, right? Providing the students with new couches and new furniture, and knowing that we are doing this for the students as well. And also providing healthier options for them is a really good idea. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to give that up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Thank
Absolutely.
you. So this will come up at our next meeting
Yes,
for approval?
that is correct.
Can I
Thank-
make one more
Of course.
point? I really like what you both said about Vacaville and Vallejo and the food. When I was there, how far is Kaiser to our campus in Vacaville? Is it,
Just across the freeway,
It's
isn't
close
it?
by.
is it close by?
Across the street, not freeway, but a little,
Because
yeah.
when I was there, some of the students were saying that they went over to Kaiser for lunch.
Okay.
And I'm just wondering if we could maybe make that a formal thing with our new buses that are going around. I mean, it never occurred to me, so thank you mentioning that. With our buses that are doing trips, maybe Kaiser wouldn't mind supporting students. And if we had that as a play, and if we made it so that lunchtime is a reasonable amount of time to actually go there.
Right.
Anyway, I just thought
Okay.
if we could think about that.
That's a great idea.
I mean,
Thank you.
it's the innovative thinking that will get us some
Yeah.
creative solutions, so thank you.
Thank you. At this time, we're going to move on to item D, which is a foundation presentation by Director Carolyn Warren, Solano Community College Education Fund budget approval.
Excellent. I'm hoping you can actually hear me. So, yeah, apologies that I'm not able to be there. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Okay. Excellent. Yeah, I think you have the budget in front of you. I just wanted to give you a few bullet points about it. The foundation is in solid financial position with over $600,000 in restricted and unrestricted assets.
Yeah, we can't
This
hear
includes,
you.
can you hear me?
That's better.
Sorry, do you want me to keep going?
Yes.
Okay. This includes permanently restricted endowment money for scholarships, as well as restricted income for scholarships in college programs or departments. The forecast for this year for total unrestricted and restricted income is almost $210,000. The forecast for total expenses for this year is almost $257,000. So the restricted loss forecast is for the restricted side is $33,000. And this is because the payout for scholarships is forecasted to be greater than what is going to be brought in through donations. And then the unrestricted loss for forecasts for the loss, start again. The estimated loss for unrestricted is almost $14,000, and a lot of it is because we have a one-off expense to redo the foundation website. And then our business networking events are connecting the community and the college and are considered fundraisers rather than fundraisers. So, yeah, does anybody have any questions on the budget?
Questions? Just raise your hand.
Fundraisers. Did she say friend raisers?
She did
rather
say
than
friend. She said it was a
fundraisers? Okay,
friend
thank you.
raiser. I also wanted to pause and just to acknowledge, I know it's on the cover, but that the reason the foundation is sharing their budget is because of the auxiliary memorandum of understanding we passed last year. And so it will regularly be providing an update on their budget.
Yes.
Could I ask
Trustee
you
Boyce.
to re-explain that I understood you were saying that we would have a deficit, or the foundation would have a deficit. How are you able to give more scholarship than you fundraise for?
Because we have $600,000 in assets. So
Okay.
we're going
Thank
to
you.
be able to
That
pull
makes
some of
sense.
it out of that. I mean, I'm hoping to fundraise more. I'm hoping to not have a deficit this year, but that's what the forecast was when it was put together in June or July.
Excellent. Sorry, I missed that. My brain.
Yeah, I have to say, I started in the middle of August, so this was pre-me.
Thank you. All right, other questions? If not, thank you for your presentation and the work you do, which is so valuable. Thanks very much.
Excellent, thank you.
We want to make sure that you join us, hosted by the Solano Foundation.
I'm attending. Yeah, I've checked the box, yes.
Oh, I know. Maybe we should make an announcement. I think.
Well, yes, on October 14th, Tuesday, the Solano College Educational Foundation Scholarship event will take place in the theater building, 1200 on the Fairfield campus. So we invite everyone to come.
Thank you.
Excellent, and I have to add to that.
From 7 to 8:30.
We just got confirmation that there will be a reception beforehand from 6 to 7 to honor the, I'm not going to say this right, the Winton Nation scholarship recipients, and there'll be representatives from the tribal council there.
All right,
And
it
so
starts
that'll
at
be
6.
at 6 p.m. as well.
All right,
That's wonderful.
great.
Yeah, I just got confirmation at 5 o'clock tonight.
Thanks again.
That's brilliant.
So
So
at
6
this time, thanks very much
to 30. Thank you.
for your presentation. We'll move on to item 15, which are announcements. Any announcements?
I just have something briefly, may I?
Go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah.
A couple of Fridays ago, I attended my first Associated Students of Solano Community College meeting. I saw student trustee Veronica Rodriguez there, and also our former student trustee, Sharia. It was an amazing meeting to see all the students in terms of them working together. And the VP I was very impressed with her, Angelica, I believe is her name, in terms of just how together they are in regards to what they're doing and like-mindedness. I think that is great because they're on that path in terms of civic engagement and being involved because, you know, they're here and they're involved with the student body government. So I just wanted to commend the students and thank you very much for having me. Trustee Voice also was there as well. So that was amazing for me to be able to sit and attend for 90 minutes to listening.
Right. Thank you. Announcements?
Yes.
Yeah.
Anybody else? I wanted to thank you for the graduation at the California Medical Facility. It was wonderful. It was even more wonderful than the other ones because we got a chance to actually talk to the graduates beforehand. I thought that was a lovely idea that really made a huge difference, I think, for them and for us too. The other thing I thought maybe we can think about, and I'm just throwing it out there, is that the medical facility has peer mentors. And from what I understand, I was told they have to have about 1,000 hours to actually get that designation. And the state of California only gives them a certificate, which I thought maybe we could do something and acknowledge those peer mentors, even in the graduation booklet or whatever. And maybe that could be something to get the peer mentors to be part of the program in some way. I don't know, but I thought that the more we get people in the facility helping their colleagues and their people, the better it is for everybody. I thought that the other thing is I thought the paperwork that we give them, and I don't know whether there's a requirement and the prison system doesn't allow expensive paper. You know, the diploma looked very floppy. I just thought maybe we could do something about making it look befitting their position. I mean, God, to be there and to get a degree, I mean, that's got to be something that we need to celebrate. The other thing I wanted to say is that a lot of them were saying they get a cupcake after graduation. And a lot of them were saying that they would really love something like a pizza day. And I don't know, I mean, maybe this is silly, but it seems to me like we would do things like that for our students here. You know, I've been to these graduations and there's some wonderful meals that are provided. Maybe we could think about that. I mean, these are people that have the least amongst us, if we can think about that. The other thing is there's this beautiful mural that was about Solano Community College. And I thought, is that on our website? I am going to hammer this whole website idea. We need to kind of like just, that mural was amazing. And they had done it. Anyway. And then graduation, I wondered whether it's filmed.
So I think they take photos and video. Sometimes we get it, sometimes we don't. I just learned that they hosted today a documentary, and part of our ceremonies was in it. But I don't think we have seen the video. So some of your suggestions are great,
but limiting. I know we're limited, but I'm just trying to say that.
Yeah.
And the other thing is are they allowed to have their friends and family come to the graduation?
They do attend.
They do attend because there weren't that many people in the audience. Is it anyway? Anything we can do to make them actually?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay. Sure, I have two announcements. One is I just wanted to give a shout out to our theater department. Local theater scene in Solano County has Artie Awards, which are an arts award for theater. And our theater department had, I think, something like 20 nominations in all categories. 25? Oh my gosh, 25. In all categories, from directing and light production to several different actors. And so many of our staff and students are recognized in the Artie Awards. And so just saw that posted today, and I was really excited for them. That's the record. The other one, and I'm hoping I'm not stealing Principal Pizzo's thunder because more information will come out, but we at Early College, we just found out today that we are the recipients of the California Golden Bell Award for innovative instruction. And so we're having an innovative program on the college campus with partnership with Solano College. And so there'll be more information coming out, but we just found that out today, so we're really excited.
Great.
Yeah,
Congratulations. That's actually very huge.
Yeah. No, it's enormous. Yeah,
I
they
know
came and
that
did
from
site visits and other things. It was
experience.
great.
Yeah,
Amazing.
that's great.
That's a hard one. Thank you,
That's
President.
Trustee.
That's a hard one to follow. Congratulations. Well, all these wonderful announcements and information. This was my first time being able to attend the CMF graduation, and it's my understanding that this was the first year that our graduates were able to actually wear their cap and gown. Is this correct? Or it's third year? Oh, okay. Oh, where we got to be involved. So yes, we were honored to join them in our regalia. So that was an experience, and I like the ideas. Hopefully in the future we can do a little bit more, of course, with all the right, things that have to go through. I know these things aren't very easy. So just the fact that I was able to participate was an honor. I also wanted to mention that we had a Vallejo Chamber of Commerce event where Trustee Anne Marie, Trustee Rosemary, VP Neely, VP Williams, course superintendent president did a great job. It was my first time being at the Vallejo campus in a very long time. It was an exceptional night. Businesses were able to, and students were able to interact. And again, that was my first time being there in a long time since the renovations. It's going really well. It's beautiful. And everybody was so energized and excited, the students, the faculty, everybody. So I'll ramble on if I continue to talk about how amazing Vallejo is. And I was able to see your husband's picture there. Very nice, Trustee Rosemary.
Thank you.
Thank you for being that.
I would like to mention that's one of the largest crowds I've ever seen at the Vallejo Center. So I was very excited about that. A lot of good people.
And it was Girlfriend Fridays or Friday? Yes. Very good catering. Amazing. Thank you so much, Trustee Anne Marie, for getting that information for me. We do have Sir Optimus dinner on the October 18th in Vacaville. So I just wanted to make sure that that information was out. I believe it starts at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. And then one other thing is that Trustee Jackie and I did attend a Solano Family First Responders Barbecue where all the donations and the funds go to the first responders' families, not just the first responders, which is amazing. Of course, we want to support them, but also goes down to their wives, husbands, children, and that they're able to also receive extra help in the event that their medical coverage will not cover it or outside resources cannot help. This steps in, and it's an amazing organization. So just wanted to send a quick thank you. And that'll be all from me tonight. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
One more. So because she's present, Trustee Kara, Christina Lee,
Yes.
our Director of Public Information, is here. She does marketing and the website. There's a face for any feedback that you'd like to provide. She's present.
I would love to have a review of I objected to once a year that we have a computer review, whatever you do, sorry. But yeah, I am sorry. I really, honestly, it's witchcraft. Yeah, please, if we can. Quarterly reviews would be very nice. Thank you.
Thanks. Next item is item 16, which is items from the board. That was it? All right, so there are no other items from the board. If not, I call on trustee Marie Young to make the motion to adjourn.
Okay. I move that we adjourn.
Is there a
I second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded to adjourn the meeting. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.